you make of that? You know, do you feel like it's genuine? Do you feel like it's helpful?
That's got a long, storied history of being something that absolutely helps change in our country and in other countries. But
for sure, but not at this scale to where it's like, you know, everybody's telling you to go vote. It's not just, you know, one or two martyrs or one or two superstars or whatever. It's, you know, the whole bench is telling you to go out and vote or has a political opinion. So the reason why I asked that is just because, like, you know, we're talking about the virus, we're talking about politics, and we're talking about sports. And now it's like all three of these things are converged. And it's like you can't really separate the two. So it's like that's pretty much what the whole Dodgers thing is as well. Is like, you know, you have your I hate to say it, but, you know, upper West Siders who are like, yeah, like I would do that. I'm selfish. Like, yeah, I don't care. I would celebrate with my team, blah, blah, blah. And then you have, you know, the people who are probably from lower social economic status that are like, hey, I've had somebody die from the disease. Like, I don't appreciate that ideology being pushed out there. Like, I don't appreciate him putting at jeopardy, you know, these two people with pre-existing conditions. I just combined like three words in one. That was weird, but yeah.
That was a hot pocket of vocabulary.
But yeah, so I mean, it's like, you know, you can't answer that question without really diving into the intricacies of it. I don't know. Sorry.
Intricacies. You be trying, man. You just don't follow through at the end. You be down like the last three letters and you don't finish it out. But nah, like,
cause that hood me is like, nah, shut up.
Fam, don't be saying big ass words around here. I feel it. It's imposter syndrome. Gotta work through it. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I was gonna save it for college football, but Trevor Lawrence, arguably the top player in the draft, has COVID-19.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like Dabo Swinney's like
at Clemson.
At Clemson, South Carolina, the main school that was like wanted to play, and they're undefeated, and they beat Georgia Tech by like 73-7, which was ridiculous.
And they had a bunch of racist fallouts and
COVID cases, yeah,
right.
And they're like, "Hey, we're gonna play the ACC." Like, shit, I'm gonna just break down the college football news to tie this in. So, college football, Wisconsin versus Nebraska got canceled. I mean, I guess Nebraska just didn't want to get the shit pushed in for a second consecutive week because they got killed by Ohio State. Nebraska, I guess they may have had a couple tests, but really it was Wisconsin. That's why the Wisconsin game got canceled, is because their head coach, Paul Chryst, got COVID. Their starting quarterback, who went like 21 for 22, their freshman QB, in his first game, went 21 for 22 and a bunch of yards and a bunch of touchdowns. He got COVID. Then the backup got COVID. Then the third string guy got COVID. And then they're down to a fourth-street walk-on, who I'm assuming probably got COVID too. And then they had a huge outbreak in Wisconsin. So that's done. No game. And you have to sit out 3 weeks in the Big Ten, based off of you get COVID. You're out 3 weeks. So that changes people's entire seasons. And Penn State, who got upset by Indiana, they lost in overtime. They are playing Ohio State this week, which is arguably the best team in the country. And all these schools have had outbreaks. So the schools that started playing, the Mountain West is back playing. The Pac-12 is going to come in November. And you look at the SEC and the ACC, if a guy who was a Heisman Trophy candidate and arguably the next face of the league for the next 20 years, 15 years, whatever, Trevor Lawrence, who's a junior, he's like the cash cow. And now if he's done, Clemson has to turn to their backup QB, who ironically was like, I think, the top quarterback in the nation coming out of high school. And he beat Bryce Young, who was like the second-ranked quarterback in the nation out of high school, both from California. California is the one state where kids aren't even playing football yet. Other states are already ahead of them. All this is coming out to where, okay, all these schools say they want to play, but kids and coaches keep getting it, and some kids have had to miss the whole year because they found out they got a fucking heart condition from COVID. So to answer your question, people don't care. Sports are gonna happen, and they don't care. The New York Giants, their offensive line, everybody except 4 offensive linemen got COVID for the New York Giants, and they already suck. Like, if you saw our IG post of Seth Rollins curb stomping Daniel Jones' head into the ground when really it was Daniel Jones running like an 80-yard run, but he forgot that he was athletic, so he just started fucking flailing his arms like a weirdo when he fell. Like nowhere, he just fell on his own. Like he was
There's
literally
a sniper on the roof.
Pop. Yeah, he got they had the Randy Orton RKO thing. Like, oh yeah, he had a bunch of stuff behind him. But all that's happening, all this is going on. This affects. I talked to a Heisman voter a while back.
On that gopher that he tripped on.
Ouch.
But
ouch. But yeah, so I talked to a Heisman voter, and I'm like, "Are you guys? Can you even have the Heisman if the season gets canceled? If all these people get COVID, all these Heisman." He's like, "Yeah, there will always be a Heisman ceremony." Think about that. There will always be a Heisman ceremony, no matter what happens.
No matter if there's a Brad Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Why you got to talk to me about Brad Banks right now? You always bring up Brad Banks. Like, I care about Brad Banks. He's probably a nice guy. I don't remember his playing career at Iowa, bro. He's probably the last black QB to actually play at Iowa. I'm pretty sure he was.
All right, Mancini. So much like this year, how do we end it? Like, what's the conclusion of the show? Because we're overtime.
I don't know if I got an answer for that one. Get your best weed, a little bottle of Macallan if things go well, and we shall see. Until we meet again, don't know where, don't know when. That's kind of the way this year's going to have to end.
That's a good.
And on that note,
I feel like you just hocked the David Bowie line.
No, actually, it's from the end of Doctor Strangelove.
See, I knew it was one of those two. It's either Doctor Strange or David Bowie with you.
Doctor Strangelove, not Doctor Strange. There's a difference.
Still, it's still in the same ballpark. I'm counting it. It's in bounds.
All right, so what?
Sure.
So
right.
It's like the Tuck rule. You're going to get screwed over. Just accept it. Enough beatboxing.
We sound like Bill Cosby right now.
He's like, that's what a Quaalude tastes? Oh, that's fucked up. I'm going to hell.
Oh, yeah, you were.
No.
All right, so
where can the good people find you?
At TDs_tangents, TDS_tangents on IG and Twitter, touchdownsandtangents.com. You can find all our work. And yeah, man, shout out to Eric and Izzy.
And honestly, I just hope that they don't come for us for this episode.
Yeah, we're probably gonna get canceled.
And where can the good people find you individually if they want to follow
one more than the other?
Wow. Fuck you, dude.
Maybe people want to follow you, dude. Like, damn.
Nah, that was disingenuous. You just because you have 700 more followers, you want to throw that shit up in my face. Fuck you, bro.
No,
nah.
Wow, nobody said anything about that.
That was some petty energy you were playing with.
Okay.
That could have went either way. I was like, I see what you just did. Yeah, you asshole. I would have done it too.
Imposter syndrome. At Pete Certified.
You can't hit me back.
And he's at Ozo Grande.
I might change my Twitter name to Patrick Mahomes. I'm really thinking about it. Should I change it to Patrick Mahomes? I can actually throw ambidextrously.
Wow.
I can throw left-handed or right-handed. I'm actually more accurate throwing left-handed.
I'm leaving.
And Sebastian, if you're still there,
he hasn't been here for like 30 minutes.
This shit on mute for
he hasn't been here for
40
like 30
minutes.
minutes.
Hey man!
He's here! Holy shit! He dropped off the call.
Probably ordered some food.
Dude, I'm of the strong belief where if you want to play football, just fucking play it outside. It's always the fanatics of football, and I know that I'm attacking literally half of what your fucking name is, but if you want to play football, just fucking go outside. And hey, it's even COVID friendly because you know who you're playing with. I digress. I know Ryan was about to say, be like, oh, if you're still with us, give your socials or whatever. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Dr. Sebi. That's Dr. Sebby. Feel free to check me out on YouTube as well. It's at the handle Seabass, Seabass, like the fish. Check out my audio archives, Shugsy's Storytime, uploaded every single day. Check out my music under Shugsy, that's Schugzy. I finally got my website up and running, thank fucking God. So please feel free to check it out at www.Sebastian, as my name is spelled, the letter R, and then Schug.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ryan.
That was beautiful.
Alrighty. So, when I'm not waiting for the next book that I'm about to read to come in the mail, because Sebastian,
you mean to live vicariously through it?
Hey, Christopher Hitchens is going to be mentioned in it, and it's written by his friend who loved him. So, there's that.
Get off your couch, Mancini. Go for a walk.
So you can find me.
Go for a walk. Get some vitamin D, Mancini.
Go for a walk in Santa Clarita.
You can find me.
It's okay to leave the study once in a while, okay?
So it's okay, Alfred. We'll take a vacation.
Alfred. Oh, just wait for what I got this weekend. You can find me on Instagram at Mancini Ryan, and when it comes to Twitter, you can find me at Mancini RA. This weekend, I'm going to be issuing my final prediction electoral map, so we'll see how wrong I am in maybe 2 weeks' time. And other than that, Kenny and Pete, it has been an absolute pleasure to finally get this crossover going and to let the good people of Mars on Life and Touchdowns and Tangents hear us finally do our throwdown. And of course, as we do with all of our guests, and Kenny, I'm giving you the praise and the thanks for giving us this idea.
For replying to your
many
text
moons
finally
ago.
after 3 misses.
Kenny and Pete, welcome to Mars.
Welcome to Mars.
So where's the weed at on Mars? I just need to know. What are your rules? Like,
You need to go to the Gale Crater. You'll find it there. It looks like a big happy face.
and like,
If you've seen Watchmen, you know what I'm talking about.
I know that is hilarious. And also no dry snitching on Mars, right?
Yeah.
That might just be the episode title. That might just be the episode title, by the way. I just want to throw that in just in case when.
And with that, this was a weird ass show, but it was fun.
we still have to just talk about some quick NFL news.
We got no time left, bro.
Well, the Steelers are undefeated. Antonio Brown signed with the Buccaneers. Dez Bryant signed with the Ravens. Carlos Dunlap, yeah, like legit. And Carlos Dunlap finally got out of the Bengals. He was traded to the Seahawks. He's the all-time leading sack leader in Bengals history. And yeah, the Falcons beat the Panthers like 25-14. It was an ugly-ass game. I'd rather be forced to watch Jets-Browns.
And that was Kenny with the fastest 30 seconds.
That was actually our whole show in 30 seconds.
All right. So,
Jay Cutler and Jack Nicklaus both are Trump supporters.
Pooh.
Fuck golf anyway. And Jay Cutler.
yeah, man. Touchdowns and Tangents. Shout out to our affiliates. Shout out to your favorite podcast. Shout out to everywhere you can find this podcast and all the people who fuck with us and listen to us. Shout out to the Mars on Life crew. Ryan and Sebastian, we love you. Have a good night.
Go vote.
Peace.
Peace, gentlemen.